Welcome. Hello, merchants, heroes, and mouse. You sick, rucoy players dying out. It's so sad seeing the chat nowadays, but that's besides the point because there's some of us that will never quit for as long as these servers are up. And then when the servers are closed, we'll go to sleep that night and be brought into rucoy. Sadly, this is real life, and this video is actually just me talking about the invisible stat. Now, something like this is actually really hard to explain, and you don't see any videos on YouTube about this. I'm not talking about power training, I'm not talking about AFK training, I'm talking about the idea of there being a power gap or just a place where there's invisible stats that you can't see, but if you play the game you obviously you feel it. So it's actually really hard to explain the invisible stats, so obviously there's video to show you. Look at Sly God Wicked, his level 255, and then Micro Wicked level 275. As you guys just saw, that elite dragon topped me off and I hit 275. I'm actually not going to be basing up anymore. I was a tiny OP at like 180 when I got back, and then so my skills are actually about where they were. They aren't that much higher than when I got back, but I based up so I could wear dragon gear because of the invisible stat. So, um, believe it or not, Sly God Wicked is not wearing any armor. And also the defense is really low on that account. That's my farm account from before when this was a tiny OP. I'm about to get it back to being a tiny OP, but I'm gonna P-train my stats primarily to get my melee to 250 or 300 and then get my magic 400 plus because it's already at 300. I don't know. But yeah, so basically right now I'm wearing partial dragon gear with a recovery belt and a lizard soldier chest on. That is a whole lot to say, but it's really simple. Once you see in the inventory what I'm wearing, it's like, oh. So basically what I'm showing you right now is that my defense when I am in melee form, if you look at the critical damage that Sly God Wicked does, it's only about in the 300s, like the highest. I don't mean critical, but just like the highest range. It's probably hitting like 292, 300, you know? That's on my melee. So I'm about to show you guys what I mean by my defense is higher in melee by switching to magic form. And let's see the gear that I had on. Yeah, I'm putting on my magic gear completely. Superior magic ring gives you plus 10 magic, but a superior defense ring gives you plus 10 defense. So this is in all magic gear and in magic form. So I'm going to take way more damage. Look at the range, it's much higher. Now I don't know this for sure, but I think that distance might do a little bit more damage than melee because my distance is actually once I got wicked the distance is lower than the melee by about 40, but it outputs more damage than the melee, so I don't know. Now you see that's the melee form. Sly God Wicked doesn't have any armor. So I hope that that was a decent example of showing you just the dynamic of how things as far as base and as far as level. But you have to also understand what I'm about to show you now is going to help further explain the invisible stat. So I'm going to go to town too because I realized, wait, I have all this dragon gear that I was saving up for in my vault. Because when you hit 275, why would you want to have to go buy all the gear when you could have bought it earlier? So I come and I take all of this dragon gear and I'm going to put it on. Oh, while we're here at the bank, anyone that made it this far in the video, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for 500,000 coins. You just have to comment down below on any of my rucoy videos and say that you subscribed. And on Thursday of this week, so in 3 days, I will be giving 500,000 to a winner, and I might give away some other stuff in the spirit of the giveaway. But yeah, put on the dragon gear and you can automatically see that my stats went up. Well, not stats, I mean my armor stats. Like, if you add up all of the numbers, there's an amount of armor that you have. And usually armor comes with buffs, like plus defense, plus melee, or plus magic, plus distance, plus speed. Overall, switching to dragon gear did so much. Look at how much damage Sly God Wicked is doing now. Barely cracking 200 with combos. Barely cracking 200 simply because I put on 275 gear. Now I hope that you guys are starting to understand. I hope that you are beginning to understand what the invisible stat is or where it lies. I am doing a horrible job of explaining it because it's so hard to explain. It's more something that you have to see. So I was just trying to use this video as a guide, but let me do one last attempt. I know it's probably going to come out like me just rambling, but I have to try to explain the invisible stat again. So you have your stats, you have your base, you have your melee, you have your distance, and you have your magic. Now each of these, oh, and you have your defense. Each of these stats is being trained as you use them individually. So your defense is always going up. And that's if you're having contact. But your base is always going up too. And then whatever stat that you're... Don't be a tribid. Whatever happens, don't tribid. Unless you're gonna actually like do it all the way, bro, and have 400 plus stats on everything. But then you're gonna realize all the time you spent on having such a high defense is wasted whenever you have only 400 stats on everything, you know? Because then you could probably have like 500 stats on 2. Hybrid is better than tribid. Anything plus defense, plus melee is a win, because melee is going to help you overall in farming higher tiers. Yeah, that's my bad. I start talking about a completely different subject. I need to just one last go for real this time. Explain the invisible stat. It's nearly impossible, but I have to show you. So when I was a level 150, I had 250 plus magic. But as a level 150, my 250 magic is actually probably like 210 magic. Because my base was so low and my stat was so high, I wasn't actually able to get the power output that 250 magic was capable of. But a person who's base 200 can get more use out of 250 magic than the 150. At the end of the day, the reason why I didn't care was because at level 200 with 250 magic, you're still not wearing any armor that's significant enough for me to say I can't beat you in PvP. But that's just because I'm a PvP god. The invisible stat is the mechanics of the game in between damage output and the range of damage output that you're capable of. And it also, there's other factors that go into it, but at the simplest form, I believe that's what. Okay, so yesterday's video was a prime example. I'm a level 270 something as of yesterday, and there was a level 340, and I soloed them. And while you can say that standing, I was incapable of beating him. If I didn't just stand there like a dummy, I beat him, and that has to do with the invisible stat, because there's a chance that that man actually had really low stats and just based up. I mean, when you think about it, a 340 hiding in Dro 3 because they're yellow skulled, he probably has low stats, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. It's really hard to explain the invisible stat. I've said that so many times now. I hope that you guys have gathered a understanding. Once again, 500,000 coin giveaway. Just comment on the video that you subscribed and your in-game name. I'm going to pick one of those names. I'm gonna make a list of them and then do however big the list is. Pick a number out of them. I'll probably pick more numbers and give away some other stuff, but overall, the biggest chunk of the giveaway will be the 500,000 gold coins. You guys report Bully Hunt for bullying me. Look at what he just sent me. That really hurts my feelings, and I do not appreciate. So yeah, 500k gold coins to the luckiest subscriber and commenter.